one bomb. One bomb just because Gaza is the most densely populated place on the planet. According to stats, it's the most densely populated place. It's the size of, let's say, like Manchester. It's got the population of, let's say, London. So it's crazy in the sense that how many people are just squashed in one place. That's why there's no room to build new houses. So what they do is they build flats on top of one another. So when Israel throws a bomb, right, it knows it's going to go to at least 20, 30 families, even if they're trying to target, let's say, one person, right? But even then, the motive behind Israel, they don't really distinguish between Hamas and they don't. It was never about Hamas because you look here in the West Bank, right? There's still similar kind of treatment that's happened to the Palestinians in the West Bank, not as severe as Gaza, but very similar, right? But there's no Hamas in the West Bank, if that makes sense. So it's never about Hamas. Is just like this idea of defeating Hamas is just like it's a scapegoat for the real motive, which is the gas that resides in Gaza, right? There's already terrorist plans and schemes that have been put in place by Netanyahu. It's getting fun that will I get this sometimes. I just twist, right? Where like loads of countries are going to come together. This is the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, and they're going to help build a new tourist place in Gaza for Israeli settlers. Right. So what they're doing is they wipe. You may be misunderstood me. They're wiping off the Gazan people, right?
Oh, right.
So they're trying to kick them out, kill them off, and develop it to be like a tourist place.
I think I did get you wrong there. Yeah, right. That's not good.
Well, if you want to really understand the historical perspective thoroughly, I recommend you look at this first documentary here. It's done by Al Jazeera. They've done a beautiful masterpiece on something called the Al Nakba.
All on YouTube.
It's all on YouTube, right? And it's on YouTube. It's a 4-part documentary, and it goes over how slowly Israel, got rid of. If you really want to like deep it, imagine that happening to us.
Oh yeah. It's terrible, wouldn't it?
It'd be horrible, right? And that's and there'll be people who have been born in this illegal occupation, and they died in this illegal occupation, not due to old age, but due to the fact that Israel killed them off. Right. So it's a sad reality. People people like when they remember like the Holocaust, like I can't believe that happened to like Jewish people, and I empathize.
It's bad that it's still happening.
But it's still happening right now, and there's a big misconceptions where the government wants you to think it's between the Muslims and the Jews. It's not. It's not a religious problem. Please don't think it's a religious problem because in 1945, Palestinian Jews, like ethnically Palestinian people, like they have curly hair, dark skin. Palestinian Christians, Palestinian Muslims live side by side for guess how long in this region? Take a guess.
Over 10 years.
Seeming to say that there's so much conflict in that region, you'd think maybe 10 years is enough. 1,200 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
All 3 Abrahamic faiths under Islamic rule. Must I emphasize under Islamic rule, right?
Yeah.
They lived here with no bloodshed was spilled for 1,200 years, right?
Wow.
So the fact that now that there's a religious problem, I don't buy it. It's a political problem, right? And it's money driven. It always is money driven. When they went to Iraq, there's also a documentary here called Iraq for Sale. Right? It was all money motivated. This idea that there's a bunch of planes that came to 9/11. If you look into the 9/11 thing as well, they call it conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory is just another ward off when somebody comes up closer to the truth, right? The conspiracy theory idea comes from the CIA, right? To basically ward people off people who basically have these theories, right? But there is evidence to show that the whole thing was planned by Bush himself, right?
Yeah, I've always thought that it was a bit.
It's a bit sus, man. Right? And that was his main excuse to go to Iraq, and then normal average Joe, or that recruited, said, look what they're doing to our country. I need to defend my country, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect you wanting to defend your country. Why not? If somebody comes in trying to take over, I understand that, right? The leaders that had you at hand just made you do their dirty work just for the oil and gas.
Yeah.
Right? So, but then you got to think, what can we do to stop it? It's hard.
It's a hard question.
But I do think number one, raising awareness about how corrupt our government is, right? Right. Our government, number one, doesn't really care about your life or my life. because they have certain things in place where even within this country where it doesn't serve your best interest. For example, mortgages. Why do mortgages exist? Right? Tax, right? No, and if
I
you look
get
at
all that, yeah.
if the government had the best interest, they wouldn't have a shop open like that. The bookies. Right? Only people, people who go in there, most of the time, it's people who are vulnerable. They're looking for a way out of a situation that they're in. So I truly do believe that Islam has a good fix. Sorry. It's okay. Sorry. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna run.
No problem. Well, I just wanna clarify one point. Right? I think Islam, if you look into some of the laws and systems of Islam, I think it truly does give a fix for the society. Right? Islam says respect your parents. It says honor your wife, honor your family. Right? For the man, he's supposed to be the breadwinner for the family. Right? Islam says respect your neighbors. Your neighbors have rights over you. Right? You can't go to sleep full and your neighbor hungry. Islamically speaking. Right? So and then how to handle business, how to get married, how to divorce. There's a system for everything within Islam where both sides are treated equally. Right? So I'm just going to give you one of these, and then you can take it along with you, inshallah. There you go, my friend. And do you have a copy of the Quran? I'm going to give you a gift from me to you, right? Just know when you're reading it, have you read the Bible before?
How do you read?
No, it's in English, so you can read it from front to back, right?
Oh, right.
But the Bible is it's like a biography. It's like stories of Adam, Moses, Jesus,
Yeah.
right? Where they were born, how they lived. Different in this. So it'll be speaking about one topic mid-page, it'll just change topic. Reason being is because from the Islamic perspective, revelation didn't come one at once. It came in bits and pieces over a period of 23 years. So let's say if a couple wanted to know how to get divorced in the community, verse about divorce would be revealed, and that would be that. So when it changes topic, know that it's a new day's revelation.
All right.
Brilliant, my friend.